Most marketing agencies don't fail clinics because they're bad at marketing. They fail because they don't understand healthcare. This might sound harsh, but let me break this down for you. See, most agencies are actually good at what they do. They know how to run ads, they know how to build landing pages, they know how to drive traffic, and they know how to generate leads. They're really good at the technical stuff. They might even show you dashboards with impressive numbers like cost per lead, click-through rates, and conversion rates. But here's the problem. Agencies are trained to optimize for clicks and leads, not patient decisions. And those are fundamentally different things. See, in most industries, a lead is pretty straightforward. Someone sees an ad, clicks on the ad, fills out a form, books a consultation, and then you can close them there. It's a very linear process. You can also optimize for speed, volume, and efficiency. But in healthcare, a lead is not a customer. A lead is someone who is anxious and has questions. Think about what's actually happening when someone fills out a form for your clinic. They're not just expressing interest in a product. They are someone who has a real problem. They're scared, they're overwhelmed, and they've probably tried things already that haven't worked for them. And they're trying to figure out if you are going to be the right choice for them. And this is a completely different psychological state from requesting a landscaping quote or starting a free trial. And most agencies don't account for that. So this is where the breakdown happens, because most agencies don't look past the form fill. Their job, as they see it, is to drive leads. They run the ads, they build the landing pages, they drive the traffic, and get those form submissions. And at the end of the month, they're going to send you a report that breaks down how many leads they generated. But then they don't think about what happens after the form fill. They don't think about the front desk. They don't think about the consultation process. They don't even think about the education that goes into helping these people make a decision. And here's why that's a problem. Let's say an agency sends you 50 leads. Sounds pretty good. But then if your front desk is following up 2 days later, that lead has already gone somewhere else. Or if your follow-up is inconsistent, another chunk is going to go down the drain. And if your consultation process doesn't address the common concerns and questions that these patients have, they're going to leave thinking about it and never come back. So you get 50 leads, maybe 2 or 3 of them start, and you sit there and you're thinking, what am I paying for? And that's why I always hear clinic owners say, the ads worked, but nothing really came of it. You know, the ads did work, the leads were real, but the process that converts leads to patients was broken. And most agencies don't look past that because technically it's not their job. So this is what agencies miss when they work with clinics. First, they don't understand the decision timeline. For healthcare, specifically for high ticket treatments, people need time. They don't make decisions right away. They also need more education and they need more trust. But agencies are optimized for fast conversions. They're used to industries where you can get a lead and close them within a day or a week. So they're not thinking about nurture sequences. They're not thinking about educational content. They're not thinking about how to stay in front of people over the next couple of weeks, over the next couple of months, in order to make sure they're helping them make a decision. Second, they don't understand the objections and the concerns. In these high ticket specialized treatments, people often ask, how much does it cost? Is it safe? Is it going to work for me? What if it doesn't work out? What is my time commitment? But most agencies don't dig into these things. They don't sit in on the consultation with you, so they don't really know what type of questions people are asking. And this is why the messaging comes off very generic, because it doesn't address the real barriers to conversion. Third, they don't understand the operational side, and this is huge. See, marketing doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's directly connected to your front desk, your billing system, your consultation process, and your treatment. And if any of those processes are broken, your marketing is not going to work, regardless how good the ads are. But most marketing agencies don't audit those systems. They rarely ask, how quickly do you call a lead? What does your consultation process look like? How do you reach out to people who have submitted their information but actually haven't booked? They just assume that that part is handled, and when it's not, the leads that they generate go to waste. So here's what happens. A clinic hires an agency, the agency runs ads, leads come in, but the leads don't actually amount to anything because there is no back-end system to turn those leads into patients. So after a few months, the clinic owner is getting frustrated because they're spending thousands of dollars working with this agency. They're running the ads, they're getting the leads, but their calendar just isn't filling up. So they fire the agency and try another one. And the cycle just repeats. But the problem was never marketing. The problem was that marketing wasn't aligned to how patients actually make a decision. If you're driving traffic to a generic homepage rather than a dedicated landing page, you're losing people. If you're not following up with new leads within 24 hours, you're losing people. If your consultation process is too long, too clinical, or doesn't address concerns, you're losing people. And if you're not nurturing leads who aren't ready to book right away, you're losing people. So what's the solution? You need an agency, a consultant, or a system that understands the entire patient journey. Not just the ad click, not just the lead generation, the entire journey from awareness to appointment. This means looking at your landing pages and making sure they're built for healthcare, not for e-commerce. It means auditing your lead response time and fixing it if it's slow. It means building follow-up sequences that nurture leads over time. It means training your team on consultative selling so they're not just booking appointments, but they're actually helping people make a decision. And here's the good news. When you get this right, you don't need more leads. You just need to convert the leads you already have at a higher rate. I've seen clinics double their patient volume without spending another dollar on ads, just by fixing their follow-up process, their consultation process, and getting their messaging right. Because the leads were always there. They were just leaking out of a broken system. So if you've hired agencies in the past and you felt like nothing really came of it, this is probably why. It's not that the agency was bad at marketing, it's just that their job scope was too narrow. And if you're realizing right now that your marketing and operations are not aligned, maybe your leads are coming in but they're not converting, or if you know that your system is broken but you don't know how to fix it, I can help you with that. I work with clinic owners to build integrated marketing systems that work with their operations. Essentially, I help you build that whole patient journey. If that sounds like what you need, book a strategy call with me. Links in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.